Alright, so today's video is going to be very exciting because the phone I'm holding right now isn't available in India. This is the POCO F8 Ultra. POCO sent me the global variant, specifically the top spec unit for testing, featuring 16GB of LPDDR5X RAM and 512GB of UFS 4.1 storage. So yes, this is the version you actually want. Now the big question is simple. Is this phone just a numbers and marketing monster? Or does it actually perform when you push it like a proper flagship? Because today we are not doing casual testing. We are going full stress mode with BGMI, Genshin Impact and CODM. And I'll be checking real FPS, frame drops, heating, battery drain and then backing it all up with benchmarks. So yeah, if you want to know whether the POCO F8 Ultra is a real performance beast or just hype, let's get into it. But before that, if you are new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button. This is Siddharth Malhotra and you're watching Digit. Let's get started. Before we jump into gameplay, quick specs rundown because this phone is not here to play. The POCO F8 Ultra is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 built on a 3nm process with an Adreno GPU, basically one of the most serious flagship chipsets right now. And POCO adds its own Vision Boost chipset on top, which is meant to enhance graphics and smoothness in demanding scenes. Cooling is also taken seriously here. POCO is using a dual-layer ice loop system, so even during long gaming sessions, it's designed to control heat better. Up front, you get a massive 6.9-inch 1.5K AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate, HDR10+ and Dolby Vision support, and peak brightness going up to around 3500 nits. So visibility and gaming should look insane. Battery is a big highlight too. 6500 mAh with 100W wide hypercharge and 50W wireless charging. So this phone is clearly built for people who game hard and hate charging anxiety. And yes, again I'll mention that the variant I have is the top model, 16GB RAM plus 512GB storage, which means multitasking and game loading should be absolutely effortless. Alright, so before I even talk gaming, I wanted to check one thing first. Is the POCO F8 Ultra fast only in marketing slides, or does it actually have that flagship snap in real life? So I started with benchmarks because numbers don't tell the full story, but they do reveal the phone's peak performance. On Antutu, the POCO F8 Ultra is sitting at around 3.8 million, and honestly, at that point, the number doesn't even surprise you. It basically confirms that this phone is playing in the full flagship category. CPU, GPU, memory, everything is loaded. Then came Geekbench. And Geekbench is important because single core tells you how snappy the phone feels day to day, opening apps, scrolling, camera launch, basic stuff. Multi-core tells you whether the phone can handle pressure, proper multitasking and heavy workloads without slowing down. But the real story is GPU performance. I ran Wildlife Extreme, Steel Nomad and Solar Bay, and the POCO F8 Ultra is clearly built for heavy graphics load. This is the type of testing that exposes real GPU strength, ray tracing type load, stability, sustained performance, and it holds up really well. But there are some times when my benchmarks got crashed in between and the temperature rose to 47 degrees. So I would say the software tuning and hardware optimization could have been slightly better. Now benchmarks are fine, but I don't trust numbers alone. So I did a proper real world stress check, opened a lot of apps one after the other, fast switching, no mercy. I wanted it to stutter, but it did. Animations stayed smooth, apps didn't randomly reload, and the phone just checked logged in the whole time. So yeah, this isn't just fast on paper, the POCO F8 Ultra genuinely feels like a performance phone. Alright, let's talk about the gaming. First thing first, the Genshin Impact, because this game is basically the final boss of mobile performance. The ray tracing effects help, lighting looks more natural, reflections and textures look rich, and the 1.5K AMOLED display makes everything look even more dramatic. 60 FPS stable in Genshin is something even premium phones struggle with. But on the POCO F8 Ultra, Genshin ran locked and got an average of 59.2 FPS for the entire session. No random dips, no unstable frame pacing, and that level of stability is genuinely rare. In addition, the phone's temperature remained under control, reaching a maximum of 35.7 degrees. Next, I jumped into BGMI TDM. Here the phone barely moved below 120 FPS and the gameplay remained smooth from start to end, and even the temp stayed controlled. In a classic match for around 30 minutes, and again, stability remained excellent. It held an average of 118.2 FPS, and even after a long match, heating didn't go out of control. The temperature stayed under 33 degrees. But one thing is worth mentioning. When every player dropped from the plane, the FPS goes to 109, but after that it got stable. By the way, the touch response is also excellent. No weird delays, no missed inputs, and in a game like BGMI, touch response matters as much as FPS. So for competitive BGMI gaming, this is a clean experience. Next up, Call of Duty Mobile. In CODM, the graphics look amazing and you can easily spot the enemies even in darker areas. The motion is also very fluid and everything looks vibrant and premium. The display keeps up without visible ghosting or blur. In the TDM match of CODM, the FPS averaged around 119 FPS during gameplay. However, the results show an average of 85 FPS because I played around 4 to 5 matches, and after each match ended, the FPS dropped on the loading screen and home screen. That's why the overall average came out to 85 FPS. Otherwise, during gameplay, you can play at 120 FPS without any hiccups. In the Battle Royale match, FPS stayed mostly locked at 120 FPS with an average of 117.8 FPS. Temperatures were also well controlled. The phone didn't get warm during gameplay and only reached 36.1 degrees. In terms of heat management, after around 30 minutes of continuous gameplay, the back of the POCO F8 Ultra usually reaches around 35 degrees. It feels warm, yes, but it didn't feel uncomfortable or that warm. The dual-layer ice loop system does its job, but in proper stress testing, the phone can still climb near 47 degrees at peak, so it needs better optimization. Battery-wise, in demanding games like Genshin Impact, you are seeing around 15% drain per hour at max settings. So after all the testing, the conclusion is pretty straightforward. The POCO F8 Ultra is a proper flagship level performance phone. It's fast, it's stable, it handles gaming extremely well, and the thermal behavior is controlled. If you care about top-end Android performance and you want a phone that doesn't just score high but actually stays smooth under pressure, this phone deserves to be in your list. The main question is the pricing. POCO launched the F7 at 32,000 rupees in India, but we are talking about the Ultra model, POCO's first Ultra phone. Since component prices have increased, we can expect this phone to be priced around 70,000 rupees. By the way, it launched globally at $749, which converts to roughly 65,000 rupees. So, would you accept a POCO phone at 70,000 rupees? I hope this device will be released in India soon. And now, tell me, if this launched in India, would you buy it or would you pick something else? That's it from my side. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.